You're tired of starting over. Not just physically tired, the kind of tired that sits in your chest when you realize, again, that you're back at the same place you swore you never would return to. You've tried the plans, you've had the motivation, you've made the promises, and something keeps pulling you back. Today, I want to tell you what that something actually is, because it's not what you think. The plan was never the problem. Let me start with what everyone else is telling you: eat better, move more, be consistent, stay disciplined, try harder. And and look, none of that's wrong. But here's what nobody is saying. You've already done all of that multiple times, and you're still here. So if the plan worked, why does nothing stick? And here's the truth most people in this space will not say out loud. And I think it's because they don't even know. The plan is not the problem. You are not even the problem. What's running underneath both of those things? That's the problem. Every single woman I work with comes to me having already tried just about everything: clean eating, calorie tracking, macro tracking, therapy, antidepressants, journaling, meditation, seminars, gurus, courses, books, all of it. Smart women, capable women, women who've built careers, raised families. They've held every freaking thing together. And they can't understand why, with all of that, they still end up back at square one. And I'm going to show you exactly why. And it starts with something nobody ever told you about: how your brain actually works. You're running an old program, the version of you that keeps recreating the same patterns. The one who reaches for the food when emotions spike, wants that comfort. The one who shrinks when it's time to be seen, who abandons herself right before a breakthrough. That version was not born. She was built from early experiences, the emotional environment you grew up in, the relationships that shaped you, the moments where staying small felt safer than being big, where shrinking protected you, where numbing comforted you and got you through. Your nervous system learned from every single one of those moments, and it built a very, very efficient operating system around what it learned. And that operating system, it now runs roughly 95% of your daily behavior automatically, on autopilot, beneath your awareness, before you even make a conscious decision. So when you try to change the behavior without touching what's actually running underneath it, you're fighting the most efficient part of your brain, and you'll lose every time. Not because you're weak, and not because you don't want it enough, because the system is working exactly as it was designed. And that's why discipline alone will never be enough. You can't you can't out willpower your way past a program that's been running since before you knew it even existed. Why familiar always wins. Here's the piece that actually changes everything. Your nervous system does not move toward what's good for you. It moves toward what it recognizes. And what it recognizes feels like safety, even when it's not safe, even when it's the very thing that's destroying your progress. So if overwhelm is what you grew up inside, your system will recreate overwhelm. If chaos is familiar, you will unconsciously generate chaos. If abandoning yourself is what feels normal, you'll keep doing it, even when every conscious part of you is begging yourself to stop. You might want peace, but if peace feels foreign, if stillness makes you anxious, if rest feels like laziness, if things going well feel suspicious, your system will disrupt it. You'll pick the argument. You'll blow the streak. You'll reach for the things that bring you back to what your nervous system recognizes as home. And this is not self sabotage in the way people mean it. This is actually self protection. An older, scared part of you doing exactly what it was built to do, keeping you in what is known, keeping you in what it knows, keeping you safe from the unfamiliar, even when the unfamiliar is actually the life that you want to create. You're not choosing these patterns logically, you're choosing them emotionally. And until what you want also feels familiar, until it also feels like home, the behavior just keeps following the feeling. Not your intention, the feeling. The war nobody sees. This is where exhaustion comes from. Not from doing too much, not from a packed schedule, from the constant, invisible negotiation happening inside you all day, every day. One part wants to eat clean, another part reaches for what's numb, what numbs the feelings and gives you comfort. One part wants to rest, another part says, yeah, you're lazy or you haven't earned it. One part wants to be seen, another has spent years making you smaller to stay safe. That internal tug of war, that split between who you're trying to be and what feels normal, costs you something every single day. It costs you energy that was never meant to go there. And no amount of sleep fixes it. No supplement addresses it. No new morning routine touches it. Because the exhaustion is not just physical. It's the cost of being at war with yourself. Most women carrying this look completely fine from the outside, functional, capable, holding it all together, and they're completely running on empty on the inside. And if that's you, I want you to hear this. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not lazy. You don't have a broken metabolism. You're not broken. You're just someone, you're not just someone who can't get their shit together. You're someone whose parts have never been on the same side. And that's a completely different problem with a completely different solution. So, what actually shifts this? What is the solution? Well, I can tell you it's not a better plan. It's not more discipline. It's not another detox or a reset on Monday. What actually shifts this is getting every part of you pointed in the same direction. The part that wants change, the part that's scared of it, the part that reaches for food, the part that knows better, the part that's exhausted, the part that keeps going anyway. When those parts stop fighting, when they finally start moving together, you stop repeating the same cycles. Not through force, not through white knuckling your way through another week, through understanding what is actually running underneath and shifting it at the level where it actually lives. This is the work most programs skip entirely because it's not glamorous. It It does not make a good before and after photo, but it is the thing that actually sticks. Because when the old program updates, when what you want starts to feel safe and it starts to feel normal and it starts to feel like home, the behavior changes without the war. You stop abandoning yourself, not because you forced yourself to stop, because the part of you that needed to finally got the memo that that old season is over. So I want to leave you with this. If you recognize yourself anywhere in this video, in the starting over, in the exhaustion, in the knowing what to do and still not doing it, that that recognition matters. That's not an accident. That's awareness. And awareness is always where the shift begins. You're not someone who can't change. You're someone who's been trying to change from the outside in, when the work has always been from the inside out. So if you're ready to find out what's really weighing you down, not the symptoms, the real source, come join my free Mindshift, the Mindshit, Losing the Real Weight community on school. The audit is the first thing waiting for you when you get inside. It's free, and more it'll show you more about why you keep ending up here than any plan ever has. So the link for the school is in the description. And if you know somebody who needs to hear this, the one who keeps starting over and cannot understand why, send her this video. Nothing's wrong with her either. She's running an old program, and old programs can be updated. So subscribe to my channel. I put out a new video every week. Hope I see you on the inside of my free school.